Match 61, Megalon vs. Kiryu, by Joshua Reynolds. San Francisco is in ruins. While today would normally be a nice, calm, and sunny day, it was filled with chaos today. A little bit redundant with days, but whatever.
Hmm.
Thick clouds of black smoke blotted out the sun. Mountain-sized towers of flames danced in the streets, engulfing everything in their path. In the heart of the destruction, a humanoid monster roared greatly. A pair of beetle-like wings flapped open and closed on its back, buzzing to life every so often. Its head, very insect-like, very vague too, released a thunderous
Yeah.
released thunderous battle cries louder than any man-made vehicle as antennae wiggled on each side of its head. Between the antennae, a large star-tipped horn jutted out, surging with electrical bliss. The
Don't you
most
mean a large, vaguely star-shaped horn?
Yeah, it's kind of star-like, kind of. That's an awkward one, that Megalon. The most astonishing feature of this strange monster was its arms. It had no hands, but at the elbows, the flesh transformed into pointed weapons of solid steel. In the sky, lines of helicopters circled the attacking kaiju, firing round after round to no effect. In response, Megalon, the almighty Cetopian god, shrieked in rage and a bolt of jagged yellow energy launched from the tip of its horn. The beam lanced through three helicopters in a single shot, sending all three crashing to the streets in a burning heap. The other helicopters quickly turned around, being recalled from battle. Seeing this, Megalon jumped up and down, banging its metal hands over its head as the weapons vanished into the smoke clouds.
That's a really odd dance he's doing.
Yes, jumping around and banging his metal hands over his head. That's a very interesting visual. As
Clang, 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 clang.
anyway,
I just imagine he's doing the Godzilla dance. He doesn't know it. He's clanging his hands together obnoxiously.
oh yeah, most certainly. As Megalon danced in victory, it was
See, he is dancing. He's got dancing fever.
yeah, heck yeah. It was oblivious to its true foe. The pinnacle of man's mechanical achievements, a war machine unlike any other that towed through the sky by two powerful jets. Kiryu broke through the clouds first, followed by its carriers, the Shirasagi. The Shirasagi. The two other jets came down elsewhere, and inside one of them, Kiryu's pilot turned the machine on. The robot's eyes glowed unnaturally as its systems kicked to life. With a shriek-like roar, Kiryu was released from the tow cables. It fell, jets on its body coming online as it feel. One, that's redundant because I know what that's trying to say, and two, as it feel.
So it's always great when a tiny mistake slips through the cracks because it
Y-
becomes so noticeable.
yeah, just like grabbing Descador's left thought. Match 3. Go listen. Hearing its call, Megalon turned around, but a wave of yellow energy tore up from its groin to its chest, sending him falling back, kicking and screaming from Kiryu's maser assault. The machine finally touched the ground and closed its jaws and readied itself for combat. Pass.
Yeah.
Pass. Harley?
Is it my turn? Oh, okay. You glitched out when you said pass. I got really confused.
Oh.
Megalon pushed its huge claws on and pushed. The two stood still, both eyeing one another up. Kiryu then slapped some cardboard on and pointed at it. It was on. For his head, the ringing echoing to the confines of the city. Kiryu, not to be outdone, raised his hands to form an A. Its jaws opening to release the maser attack. The insect deity jumped to the side, allowing the beam to explode in a shower of sparks on the ground. The Kaiju lifted one of its legs and spun the other. Okay. What it's all about. But suddenly, more explosions exploded on the insectoid body. Kiryu's backpack continued to release another dozen rockets, all of them snaking in the air before impacting on Megalon's body. The Cetopian god was again launched backwards, this time crashing hard into a gas station. The complex exploded into a geyser of fire, engulfing the entire street in a sea of flame. Kiryu stopped moving forward and looked on into the fire. A fire that had been caused was so large it towered over him. You know, I gotta question this really quick.
Uh-huh.
The second time this has happened, but the MM's matches, the fire is astronomically large.
I think that's just fancy effect, I think. You know, exaggerating what's actually happening sort of thing.
Yeah. But inside the flame, a dark figure could be seen standing up. A flash of yellow was followed by a jagged beam of energy. The somewhat could-be lightning bolt cracked like a whip before striking Kiryu's chest, sending a shower of sparks rising up as electricity ripped through his metal parts. Megalon moved through the fire. Megalon moved through the fire and the flames with a wicked hot guitar solo. Parts of him are actually still burning. The insect god let out a shriek of rage and charged forward, catching a robot off guard. Okay.
Yes.
The robot bent its legs, but Megalon was on him in a heartbeat. Like a drummer banging his drums, Megalon bobbed down his thick neck, metal hands, and Kiryu's shoulders. It was a wicked solo. The arm dented and cracked him, and the robot was forced to a kneeling stance as Megalon continued to hammer away. Kneel. The robot snarled greatly and began to struggle. As if her shoulders were dented and battered, he lifted his arm and thrust it forward. He slammed its fist into Megalon's knee. The electric blade stabbed forward, ripping through Megalon's flesh and entering the bone. Oh, that's gonna hurt. The Cetopian god screamed in sheer pain and jumped backward, falling down flat on his face when putting his weight on his leg. Kiryu slowly stood up and retracted the blade with a sickening sound of metal grinding metal. The insect held its knee between its large hands and continued to roll about, roaring as he did. He went, ah, ah, ah. The Mechagodzilla let another cybernetic call before opening its mouth, firing another shot of its twin masers, this time striking Megalon in the forehead. The creature cried in pain and horror as its antennae were set aflame. Burn, baby, burn. The insect struggled to move again as Kiryu's chest popped open. Oh. 3 blue bolts of energy combined into a single orb within the mech's body. Megalon let a pig-like scream and tried to crawl away, but it was obvious he wasn't going anyway. Instead, the bug did the only thing he could think of.
I think that was supposed to be anywhere, but...
I know it's supposed to be anywhere, but whatever. He did the only thing he could think of. Passing.
Yes.
Pass.
Looking up at Kiryu, Megalon's mouth opened up and spat forth a red orb. No, red eyeball. Anyway, the orb smacked into Kiryu's face, where an expertly fired shot of lightning then struck it. The bomb exploded into a blazing fireball, catching Kiryu off guard. A machine. A machine. The machine fell backward with a cry, shooting the Absolute Zero cannon right into the air. As Kiryu's hands patted out the napalm-like flame... Yeah, oops. As Kiryu's hands patted out the napalm-like flames bathing it. It's a robot. Why does it need to feel? Megalon crept into a stance, careful not to put weight onto its damaged limb.
You know, that's actually a good question. If Kiryu actually catches on fire, will that actually, other than it's his pilot being a little hotter the color, that shouldn't do much to him.
Well, I mean, in many respects, like, the only real sense of sensory that Kiryu would get is probably just relaying that information to the pilots within, or, you know, wherever the information's going to.
Now, I'm just imagining Kiryu's pilot knowingly just having Kiryu frantically pat out the flame like ow,
with
ow,
his
ow,
hands,
ow,
yeah.
Ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, it's kind of strangely funny. Its beetle-like shell exploded open entirely, revealing four translucent wings. Did Megalon have four translucent wings?
Did Megalon does Megalon even have four wings? I thought he had two.
I think he had. I'm pretty sure he had two, but the way they
Uh,
were designed are different.
okay,
I think I'll
that
have to
makes
look at
sense.
that again. Maybe he does have four wings. I don't know because his wings are designed interestingly. At least last
Yeah.
I recall.
I
The
don't
cre-
think I don't think I don't think he can do I don't think he can do what the story is trying to tell us he can do though.
Yeah, we'll see. The creature launched into the air and, like a falling meteor, came crashing down. How high up did he go, anyway? The monster pointed its hands above its head and combined them. A whizzing noise came as the beast formed its unearthly drill and began to spin it.
Road
Ellipsos.
Rollada!
Kiryu let out a roar right before Megalon came down, his body falling directly down so that its drill pointed at the robot. Of course. A sickening crash was followed by.
Quick question. Can Megalon actually like combine his drill hands?
Yes, yes, he can. And they can rotate. Yes.
They can rotate, but can they combine?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That's done in the movie, for sure. A sickening crash was followed by sparks and smoke as Megalon drilled through Kiryu's body. The machine cried aloud, extending its wrist blade again, but it was helpless against Megalon's drill. The insect's powerful weapon ripped through Kiryu's zero cannon like it was a tin can.
So I don't know any jokes I can do.
Yeah, I know. It's the only jokes anyone on the internet can do, and now it's lost its value a long time ago. Anyway, the machine let out a loud scream before a final explosion tore through its midsection. Turning off its drill rotation, click. Megalon,
Click.
yeah, Megalon remained buried inside Kiryu's chest, his drill more than a third still inside Mechagodzilla. That 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 sounds repetitive and awkwardly phrased. I get the idea though, but still.
Yeah.
The insect god folded its wings away, and, like a falling tree, the creature fell to the side with a crash, his weapon plopping out of Kiryu's chest. The insect screamed as his wounded knee bashed the ground.
Why did he fall over?
Good. I guess weakness? Shrug? I don't know.
No. It's not weak. It's not weakness because he still has enough time to. He still has enough. I mean, he still has enough consciousness to react to the fact that his wounded knee just hit the ground.
Yeah, true. Very true. I don't know. Plot demands it.
Yep.
Ignore that. The cyborg's yellow eyes slowly dulled before surging with more unholy power. Okay, why? There's MM's past MM seems to have a knack for having machines being associated with unholy power.
Yeah.
Like it's a machine. I know it's not necessarily holy, but unholy would imply demonic.
Yeah.
A red A red tear line suddenly formed and its jaws opened up. But what came out was no robotic call, but the sound of an enraged animal. Ignoring the damages.
What animal? Who knows?
The Godzilla animal.
I think that Kiryu sounded like an angry hippopotamus.
Nah, angry cat.
Because an angry cat.
Ignoring the damage in its chest, Kiryu pushed itself to a stance. As Megalon again forced himself upright, Kiryu was looking down upon it with malice. With speed, Kiryu lashed out, gripping Megalon's skull between its hands. The insect's head began to fire a bolt of lightning, but Kiryu's jaws shot forward, clamping down on the star-shaped tip. The insect god screamed in pain as Kiryu fired his own masers into the horn, overpowering it. A tremendous explosion of fire and armor tore through each side of Kiryu's mouth as he destroyed Megalon's horn. Pass.
Yeah.
Pass.
You glitched. Where did
Pass.
you stop? No, you glitched. You glitched at the very end. Where'd you actually stop? No, Andrew. Oh,
Pass.
Jesus.
I told you. Pass.
I know. I know you passed. Where'd you stop, though? You glitched.
Where did I stop?
Where the-
Let's see. A tremendous explosion of fire and armor tore through each side of Kiryu's mouth as he destroyed Megalon's horn.
Okay, thank you. I thought that was it, but I wasn't sure.
Okay.
When the machine released its catch, Megalon roared in anguish and stumbled back. Kiryu didn't let him escape and twisted around, lashing out with a sweet kick. Quacking. A sweet kick. I'm sorry. A sweet kick. Like cracking his robotic foot on the side of Megalon's cranium. Nice! The creature fell to the side, green goo seeping out of his jaws, eyes, and stump of a horn. Kiryu's head began to wave from side to side as he released another beastly war cry. Megalon groaned and looked to the side. His burnt you know what? I just thought of something hysterical.
What?
This this is supposed to be the original 54 Godzilla, right?
Yeah.
So imagine the original 54 Godzilla doing a quote-unquote sweet kick.
Yeah, that is kind of funny. That is funny. That big bulky thing being able to do that.
Now I'm just picturing somewhere because the sweet kick was somehow implemented. Nice.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
Okay. Megalon Megalon groaned and looked to the side. His burnt antenna wiggling freely. Kiryu snarled in rage and opened his mouth, ready to fire again. With the sound of the drill spinning, the ground suddenly exploded upward and the insect was gone in a flash, leaving nothing but a cloud of dirt and dust behind.
Ellipses.
Ellipses. Kiryu was no longer a Mechagodzilla. He was a Godzilla, and his masters knew it with a sweet kick. With 35% power left, it'd be a long night yet. The cyborg roared defiance again as its Shirasagi flew past. Suddenly something was quickly wrong. The ground began shaking violently. Kiryu looked around confused as the buildings by the dozen began to fall like dominoes, and he was dead center in the action. The street underneath him gave way, swallowing him up to the thigh. As the ground continued to fall in a gigantic pit with him in the center, Megalon erupted a few meters from Kiryu's body. A Cetopian god, horn still bleeding and head dented inward, let out a chilling cry. He parted his metal hands. Kiryu let another roar before Megalon's large hands clapped his head. A cloud of sparks and smoke quickly burst from the mech's jaw and eyes as Megalon crushed Kiryu's head with his steel spade forearms. The robot lifted its hands, firing blasts of razors from his wrist blasters. That's a bit of a hard sentence to read. Megalon shook its insectish head in rage and continued to force his hands together. They naturally wanted to connect. And Kiryu's, I guess they're like magnets then.
Yeah.
And Kiryu's head was in the center. Oh, why don't we have Megalon with magnetic properties then?
Or maybe not. I don't know.
Oh, because I
think it's just speculation, really, but I don't know.
properties.
Anyway.
Yeah, with another thunderous roar, Megalon parted his hands again, smashed them on the side of Kiryu's head once more, this time shattering the metal frame. The pilot's likely dead at this point, by the way.
I think the pilots are in the Shirasagis.
Oh, okay. No.
Like the backup pilot is inside Kiryu, but like the main pilot is like in the Shirasagi, controlling him through like microwaves or whatever.
Okay, 'cause I was always under the impression the pilot in Kiryu was the main pilot.
Not necessarily. That's just a backup, like just in case Kiryu went rogue.
Okay, so all this time he's been on backup.
I mean, all this time he's pretty much I think it's pretty much been like with the Shirasagis. controlling it.
What with Akane? What with Akane? She's usually the
Oh,
one.
in the
Like,
film, yeah, like
well, in the context of the KWC, she's always the one piloting him.
Oh yeah, yep, totally. So yeah, they've been relying on Plan B the whole time.
Wow, that's kind of sad when you really think about it like that.
Yep. Anyway.
Plan B has been the most successful. That's sad. uh, like a broken coconut, Kiryu's outer arm was split in half and fell into a churning pit of dirt and debris. With just circuits and bone exposed, Megalon parted his hands again and smacked them on each side of Kiryu's head. The robot let out a final scream of pain before its cranium gave way, allowing the spades to connect. Chopped between Megalon's arms, Kiryu's head exploded in a fiery explosion when the drill began to spin. The machine's body instantly went limp. Quick question: Can Kiryu function without its head, or is that something only like the show of Mechagodzilla is capable of?
I have no idea. It's a machine, so
Like,
that's
I assume the pilot is probably gonna be dead, but other than that, the backup pilot's gonna be dead. But other than that,
actually, hang on. Kiryu's a little bit of an oddball in this case. That something tells me a lot of Kiryu's operating systems might be in the head, so it's the equivalent of a brain, I think.
okay.
That said,
That makes sense.
the pilot is more like either in the upper or lower torso region. Like that's where the pilot inside Kiryu would control him. That said,
Okay.
Mechagodzilla, Heisei, and Mogira, I believe the pilots are stationed in the head. So if you decapitate,
Okay, and they can't be, they can't be remotely controlled.
Right. Yeah. So yeah,
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, I believe that's how it rolls. I could be wrong though.
Maybe. I don't know. I just kind of thought that actually decapitating Kiryu might not do much.
Oh, right. I mean, he is a machine, so yeah, I could totally understand where you're coming from, but I do feel like it would work in this case, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. That should be. I'll continue the thought after I'm done. Megalon's back ripped into wings again, and the beast exploded from the pit as more buildings fell into his trap, burying the remains of Kiryu. The Utopian god landed at the edge of hell itself, arms parting and dropping what remained of Kiryu's indistinguishable head. As the city burned around him and the ground stopped churning in the pit as everything settled for Kiryu's grave, Megalon beat his chest with one drill and launched the other in the air. Megalon was victorious. Winner, Megalon.
Alright, so a couple of, there are some, you can clearly tell this is a match written in the past. I think, I don't know. MM has had a certain style, and I'm glad that he's been improving and developing and all that good stuff. But I can't say it's the best out of his older matches. But I will admit the ending bit was rather interesting with how Megalon sort of brought all the buildings caving in on Kiryu, and kind of pretty much destroyed him. I thought that was interesting, especially. Yeah, Kiryu is Kiryu going berserk is like electrified Kong. Anytime Kiryu went berserk, I think it was almost always a guaranteed win. So, yeah, it was kind of nice to see that. I was like, oh yeah, Megalon won against Godzilla 54.
I still like the idea of Godzilla 54 doing a sweet kick.
Oh man, yeah, that's kind of funny when you put it like that.
It just occurred to me that this was when Godzilla 54 was directly controlling Kiryu.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I thought that was hysterical. But back on the whole Kiryu head thing, I do think that I think you're partially right. Some major functions may be in Kiryu's head, but considering where the backup pilot's located, I don't think all of it. I don't think if you destroy Kiryu, he's suddenly just motionless.
Right. I mean, yeah. Who knows for sure? I mean,
it'd be a little strange if the backup if Kiryu's head was destroyed and if Kiryu's head was destroyed and the backup pilot was literally just a sitting duck.
Yeah.
I think what was that called? In Tokyo SOS, his head got damaged or something, and then he couldn't move or something like that.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Okay, that
okay.
kind
You
of
go.
confirms it
And then
there.
they had
Okay.
to change his eye to control everything or something.
That's right. Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh, okay. That's right. I
Okay,
remember
so
now.
yeah,
Sorry for the confusion.
So yeah,
I just realized.
Kiryu decapitation is feasible.
Yeah. All right. Just checking.
All right, but yeah, any.
So, any thoughts on the actual match?
That's what I was going to ask you.
Well,
I guess not.
Okay, apparently not. Nagoda, you have now returned for the butt end. What are your thoughts on the match?
well, when you guys are listening, we're reading it, so um, let's see. So, Kiryu went berserk, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kiryu went berserk. Yeah,
I guess.
yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. But that sweet
Fair
kick.
well, I don't think I have anything to say because I wasn't really here.
Okay, fair enough.
Do
Anyway,
you know who won?
What?
Do you know who won?
Let me check the bottom. Megalon
Wait, let me check.
Yeah, let me check. Just like what I used to do in the past. Let me check the bottom. Oh, that's who won. Okay. Anyway, and that was match 61. And we will see you guys next time for match 62. Until then, folks.
Ta-ta. Sweet kick.